This is Adnan Hoca. Hoca means teacher, and he claims his lessons are religious. Critics call this a cult. He surrounds himself with young women and their flattery on his online show.
She's telling him how handsome she thinks he is. He says the same to her, and it goes on and on. This is an extreme, you could say even absurd, example of just one Turkish website.
But it's one of the examples the Turkish government used to launch new changes to the country's already strict internet broadcasting laws.
It may have been the way in for these changes, but freedom of expression experts say this was just an excuse.
Adnan Hoca is still online, by the way, but he keeps the women known as his kittens off camera now. As Yaman Akdeniz sees it, it's all a distraction from the real damage about to be done.
The desire is to control everything. So, I'm not surprised that they're trying to do that. The last battleground is the internet.
The new law gives Turkey's radio and TV regulator control over internet broadcasts. Streaming sites will have to get licenses to keep offering content to Turkish viewers. If outlets refuse to pull or change anything deemed too controversial, they could be shut down entirely. Independent Turkish news sites, established foreign networks broadcasting online, and VPNs, those workarounds people use to watch what they want or get at blocked content, are all under new scrutiny.
People are hungry for information, and access to information is important. So we all turn to Twitter and other social media platforms to get information or to understand what's going on in Turkey.
The government says there's nothing to fear. Sites like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter are not part of the new law. At its mildest, this is what censorship on Turkish TV looks like right now. Note that the blood is blurred out, but the violence itself passes the censors. Right now, those rules don't apply online. In terms of news and information, there is one opinion broadcast on Turkish TV and in most newspapers. Wikipedia is just one of more than 170,000 websites already blocked in Turkey. More than 800 accounts on Twitter are also off limits. Last week, the company that owns several newspapers and TV channels, including CNN Turk, sold its holdings to a pro-government businessman. Real debates and conversations don't happen on Turkish TV, but some Turks are still talking where and when they can. Akdeniz and his colleague Kerem Altıparmak were invited to speak at a dinner for political science grads. The pair know legal challenges and criticism from abroad don't usually bring quick change. Judges almost always side with the government and President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. So what's the point of pushing?
It has a very strategical importance in the region, but Turkey is not a superpower. So longer or shorter term, it will need Europe. So the condemnation coming from the European institutions, including the European Court of Human Rights, will mean more in the coming future.
The two believe they are still able to fight because they're independent academics. Victories are rare.
Yeah, we just got information that somebody that we were defending, a former academic who was thrown out of academia, he has received a not guilty verdict in relation to defaming the president of Turkey. This keeps us going, basically. Shows that, if we can convince one single judge, if we can convince one court, that may make a difference.
They believe they are writing Turkey's history, fighting for a time where ideas and opinions are celebrated, debated, not feared. Nil Köksal, CBC News, İstanbul.